Hello, everybody. I'm Honor Indigo, and welcome to Audio Fundamentals, Part 1, Recorded Audio. A little bit later in the day, we'll come back to principles of mixed audio or processed audio. Welcome back, y'all. Hopefully I have people from last class revisiting. If not, welcome in for the first time. For everybody following along today, this will be in Logic Pro 10 as far as the DAW, the digital audio workspace. However, feel free to follow along in any workspace and or take notes. Ableton, our Reaper people, our Logic Pro or our Pro Tools people, everybody's welcome. All of what we're learning today is going to be foundational knowledge and wisdom in the audio field, so you can apply it pretty much in any arena. So yeah, today for recorded audio, I'll be recording a little demo called The Rules. It is a song that I've already kind of been working on myself, so I'm going to be recreating it a little bit just to see how that goes. And yeah, I'm excited to jump into it and get learning with y'all. Just as much as y'all are learning, I'm learning too. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's get into it. So if you'll see here, we're in Logic Pro 10. The first thing you want to do is open your session with whatever that looks like, and just start to set things up with whatever performance you plan on capturing. So a lot of you all are going to be musicians, so you're going to want audio tracks. For my producers, get a couple instrument tracks on the session as well, just to make sure that you have it, and so you're not having to go look for things during your flow, because one of the most important things as a mixing engineer and or producer is to nurture and usher the creative process. It's paramount. So yeah, that's why setup is very important. As you could see here, I have two instrument tracks. What I'm gonna do is just create 3 audio tracks as well, just in case. So let's get those started. Thank you. Oh, those aren't audio tracks. So let's delete those. We'll start from scratch here. So audio, micro line, that's gonna give you your audio, create. If you're following along in Ableton or anything else like that, automatically you have, I believe, 2 MIDI tracks and 2 audio tracks populated. They kind of make it a little bit easier for you to get started. So I'm going to start with 3 audio tracks here, and I'll just do 1 software instrument just in case. For those of you that are new to Logic Pro, don't be discouraged by how it looks. It's pretty self-explanatory. This is session view. We're reading from left to right. We have our tempo up here at the top. On the left, we have our different tracks. You can bring up session view by taking away all the other views, and you can bring up other views such as the channel strip by pressing I on Mac. It should be that on Mac and Windows, which will give you the channel strip, showing you the levels for me monitoring here. You can choose to monitor the sound and record on the track here. Here's our mute, our solo, our pan here, option, click for unity gain or back to the general setting. And then we have our ins and outs here, as well as our built-in graphic EQ, but we will get into that fun stuff later. Y brings up the instruments. So this will show you the stock instruments Logic has to offer. I'll be using the classic electric piano, as you can see right here. And yeah, y'all, we're starting from scratch. So before we even jump too far into Logic, the first thing you'll want to record any performance is some sort of metering mechanism. So if you just have a handy recorder on you that you're using to record your performance, make sure you're able to monitor the levels so that you know what your peaks are coming in at. The RMS, or the relative peaking, it's kind of like let's see. RMS is basically your peaking over time. So your average peaking is what you're going to want to pay attention to, and you're going to want that to be at most -7 decibels. or pardon, -6 decibels. Oh, I saw you writing that down. Don't write 7. You want to aim between -12 and -6 decibels. And this is so that we can create that headroom when we are heading into the the mixing part of our process. You want to have at least 6 dBs of headroom. Some mixing engineers are going to combat me on that. I think when you're just starting out, that's a safe rule of thumb type of thing. So you're going to want some sort of recorder and or a microphone. I'm using the first microphone I ever got. Today, you're going to want an audio interface or something that can communicate from the microphone to the computer. You're going to want a computer and then a digital audio workspace, which looks like free ones, I think, is Audacity. I think you could do like ManLab and stuff. And then paid ones are Logic, Pro Tools, Ableton, Reaper, and so on and so forth. So you're going to want those things and probably an external drive too, so you can keep all your things on your drive. So that's just basic stuff. I wanted to cover that first. But yeah, let's get into it. So for this idea, y'all, the rules, man. The rules. For the rules, it's kind of a cool little jazzy R&B type feel. So it's a I wanna run away with you, but I'm only here to stay till noon. If there's another way to prove, well, I wouldn't want to change the rule. It's like a crazy ass run, but I wouldn't want to change the rules. We'll just go with that, okay? Y'all, my voice is still recovering a little bit, but we're gonna do what we can today. So we have our piano engaged. Let me see what key I'm in. Whoa. Okay, I think we're in G minor. So sounds about right. You're not hearing this in real life, but just pretend you're listening to G minor. At least you get to hear me sing in real life, right?
Yes, beautiful.
Thank you. So check it. So I'm gonna start with a progression, y'all. For my producers, I think a good rule of thumb is to start with either drums or a nice little progression. So let me see. We'll try this is G. So. Yeah. I like that. Maybe something like this. Okay. I'm thinking for the tempo somewhere around like. So then for something like that, you can just turn the metronome on, which is up here. Kind of like feel into it. So we're at 117, feels a little quick. I'm gonna bring that down to around 111. Angel numbers. Snap for the angel numbers. Okay, I like that. Angel numbers never fail us. So I'm gonna come up here. I like that. Maybe down some. And then maybe up. Back down. Okay. So then when you're recording, that's what I was going to say too. Even for electric instruments, you do still want to gain stage and make sure your peaking is coming in between that -12 and -6 decibel mark, so that we're recording our audio cleanly. So let's record arm our electric piano here. That looks like coming down. Oh, it's already armed because it's an electric piano. So that looks like we're coming in at -4.5. I can turn the gain down a little bit. For electric instruments, you actually have to open the plugin or whatever it is you're using itself. We have our volume knob. I'll bring that down maybe just a couple decibels. All right, so now we're peaking at -8. That's perfect. Now I'm going to put my metronome on and we'll see if I remember the progression. 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, I see. Command Z for undo, which doesn't seem like it wants to do. That's fine. R for record and Logic Pro. It's a little hard to hear the metronome here. Sweet. Y'all, you want to be super careful because I'm thinking about the song now and it's actually in 3/4 time signature, so that looks like 2 2 3 3 2 3 4 2 3 as opposed to 4/4. So make sure for my music heads that looks good. Change project signature. Yeah, that's good. And then let's increase the metronome volume. This might be loud. Hopefully it's not too loud for you. Okay. Oh, I didn't like that one. Yeah, that's right. So it's up here. Okay. Now we're going to open up the piano roll. This is where we work with MIDI instruments. It's pretty much going to fare the same in any DAW. So I'm going to hit E for it to ring up the piano roll. Now if y'all noticed, I didn't record these on time. So what I'm going to do is quantize real quick or set the notes to time. Every bar here you see is going to be a whole note. So that's going to be our, from 14 to 15, that's 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, if that makes sense. So we have I see. Sweet. So essentially what I'm doing is building our progression manually here. I'm just putting those on every whole note. Sweet, and then these should fit well. Don't need this. And then if y'all were wondering, the different colored notes are different velocities. So this one here is gonna be pretty hot, and then others are. You can come over here and change the velocity. That's what I wanted. I think this is a good way of building musical progressions. If you haven't extensively studied theory, you can kind of just play what makes sense on the piano, on the keyboard, and just play what sounds good until you have something. So weird. Y'all hear it coming together. Scoot this over to the whole note. Came in just a bit early there. Sweet. Get rid of this. Bring this back. Let's give it another listen. To set a loop, that's going to be Command U. That is super important for just listening to certain sections. And then to loop sections is Command R, I believe. Yep. Just so we can have a little bit to play with here. Okay, cool. Why don't we get a couple, let's get some drums in here. Do you have any questions so far?
No.
No, not yet. Okay, cool. So for drums, I'll keep them real simple. So let's see. Actually, kits, music and audio, kits. Let's go and start digital. I like a little filtered kick. And then we go ahead. Close that. And we'll choose a snare. You do want to choose something that makes sense for your performance. I kind of like this. That's fine. Y'all, beatboxing also really helps build drums if that is what you're getting into. So I'll name this kick. Oh. This is our hat and our snare. Let's start with the kick. Also, these are going to be really hot. These are going to be loud. So what I like to do is it's just attenuate. Just take away 6 dBs to dial in how that sound like fares in your mix. So it's kind of what I'm going for. Okay. Let's put that over here. Okay, it's a little slow. Let's increase that. Wrong instrument. Sweet. Get some hats in between there. Should be good. Sweet. And we're just gonna track this out a bit. Okay, so we have the foundation of our song, y'all. If y'all notice, we are we're eating into our headroom. We're coming in at negative 4.4 dBs. Obviously, that's going to come from the drums, one of these samples. So what you can do is isolate that sound that's coming in a little bit too hot and turn that down. And or if you're liking the balance of a certain part of your song, say, I'm okay with the balance of the drums right here that I just created, what I can do is group them and or send them to their own output before it reaches the stereo out and just turn them down there. So I made an auxiliary bus here, Control T, I believe, brings it into our session view. So we can call this drums. Call this drums. And now I can turn down the drums from our auxiliary or mix bus. And you can press Option click to unity gain or bring it back to the default volume setting. What I think is coming in hot is the hat. I'm going to turn the hat, or pardon me, the snare. Snare is going to come down just a bit. They tend to be pretty hot. Also, make sure you're checking your mixer or whatever you're using to monitor to see what level each component is coming in at. So my drums are coming in at -6. Everything's coming in at -6, so I can just bring this down maybe 2 dBs. And we still are dipping into our headroom a little bit. I know the piano isn't going to be coming in too hot, so I'm going to bring this down just a bit more. Let's say another dB. Create room for the vocals. just a hair more. Cool. X to bring up and toggle off the mixer. I'm gonna extend the drums out one more time. I think that starts here-ish. Or twice, rather. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And what's up with my undo button? That's weird. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna set my loop. We have our headroom. We have our drums. We have our piano. I really want to throw some reverb or something on the piano, but since this is just recorded audio, we're just going to be recording for now. So yeah, let's see, audio 1. For vocals, I typically name my tracks Vox. You'll see that oftentimes in music studios and whatnot, the audio tracks being called, the singing or vocal tracks being called Vox. So I'll do Honor, wow, nice. I'll do Honor Vox. Cool, and then let's gain stage. Check, 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 check. So I can do this either on my mixer here on the side by turning on my monitor. Check. Making sure, depending on the microphone, your phantom power is engaged or turned on. For some dynamic microphones, they don't require phantom power, but condenser microphones oftentimes do require that. Tube microphones will have their own power source, and then you can plug right into the audio interface. This is a cardioid microphone, so its sensitivity signal is going to be predominantly here in the front with a little bit of sensitivity here on the back. Omnidirectional microphones pick up, or they're sensitive to all sides of the microphone, so you can record like a chorus just in a studio or wherever together. We have bidirectional or figure 8, so that'll be equal sensitivity in the front as it is to the back. And then we have a ribbon microphones, which are just a little bit of different technology. They tend to pick up, they tend to be more sensitive, but you do run the risk of damaging them because of it actually uses real ribbons within the microphone. So those are going to be some of your main different types of microphones. As I said, the cardioid condenser is going to be one of the main ones you'll see like in a studio recording or any recording situation. So here, let's get this gain staging. So my phantom power is on. I'm going to record on the track. Check, check, check. I'm gonna make sure my signal is coming in and that I'm in the right input. As you can see, I'm in input 1 right now. My microphone's actually in 2, so make sure that you're meticulous about what's going on.
Now we have a double signal because this is here. Control, can we turn down the shotgun? Check, check, check. Okay, sweet.
What I'm going to do real quick is just add a little bit of variation by lowering this an octave. So what is this on?
Heard that. let's get these vocals recorded. Check. What's up, brother? Welcome in. Check. I wanna run away with you. Gonna increase that a little bit. Remember, I'm aiming for between -12 and 60 dBs, so check. I wanna run away with you, but I'm only here to stay true. If there's another way to prove, but I wouldn't want to change the rules. The rules. Okay, hopefully it's in key. I wanna run away with you, but I'm only here to stay true. If there's another way to prove, but I wouldn't want to change the rules. Thank you. Can I get the shotgun mic back? I think we're okay on this one. Por favor. All right, y'all. So we've recorded our vocals. We have our piano. We have our kick. We have our snare. We have our hat. From here, you just want to make sure everything is organized. So we have classic electric piano. I'm just going to call it E piano. Ooh. Piano. We don't need this. I'm just going to clear up my session a little bit. Don't need that. Don't need the extra tracks. This is our drums, so we'll need that. E piano. Yeah. E piano's there. Now I will say for MIDI information, for MIDI tracks, what you do want to do once your MIDI looks fine, everything's quantized the way you want it, the velocity, the different way these notes are hitting sounds good to you, go ahead and bounce the MIDI to audio to conserve space, to conserve a little bit of CPU on your computer. So for Logic Pro, in Ableton, it'll be a Shift Command R, which will bring up the export window. You'll just really want to make sure at the very top you select either the master that is being exported to audio or either the master or selected tracks that you're exporting. And then from there, you should be able to export to WAV file or MP3 or AIF on Ableton. Here, to bounce this, we'll do a Control B. I'll just call it E piano. E piano. New track, source, leave. I'll leave it for now. Include audio tail. I'll do that just in case there is anything on the back end, some natural reverb in your instrument. You want to include the audio tail and include volume pan automation. This is helpful if you do have any automation. I don't, so this looks good to me. Okay, it's gonna bounce this to a new track, an audio track. From here, I'm gonna mute the original, and then Logic also has a hide feature, so if you press H, you can go ahead and hide this, press H again, and it disappears from your session window. So now we have the piano in waveform. You can see that. It will also bounce it to a stereo file. So now that it's in waveform, we can manipulate it once we get to the mixing part much easier than MIDI.
Sweet. And all we're going to do now is prepare our recorded session, our recorded performance for mixing, for processing. So the first thing we're going to do is make our edits and our tops and tails. Top meaning fading in the beginning, so there's no pop at the top. Oh, that's kind of nice. I didn't plan that, y'all. Sorry. So then we have this. So this is our top. We're gonna fade this in. And the goal here isn't to make it sound like it's fading in. The goal is to make sure that there is no pops from going from no signal or a different signal to whatever signal your track looks like. So here in the beginning, there's silence, which if you're going from a sound to silence, you will get a pop if it's not faded properly. So we have silence, I'm fading that in on the top end. On the back end, let's make sure that looks good. That looks good. And there is a bit of sound at the end here, which is all the more reason to fade in or fade out. So piano's good to go. Let's see how vocals sound. Oh God, this is my favorite part, y'all. I'm being facetious if you couldn't tell. Okay, so vocals. Let's get in here. Vocals, if you can, manually, you're going to want to take out some of those breaths. And a lot of this is subjective and preferential. Just always listen first. Listen to what you're working on. So let's solo this. Okay, off rip, I can hear how in the beginning, it's just random miscellaneous sound. We don't need that. I'm going to come in a bit tighter here to the beginning and just go ahead and fade that in before I listen to anything. I want to run away with you, but I'm only here to stay to move. If there's another way to prove, but I wouldn't want to change the rules. Sweet. The rules. Okay, cool. Now, one of the fun things about Ableton, pardon me, Logic, is if you highlight everything in this track, you can top and tail every little subclip at the same time. So now everything on the back end is faded out, and I can go ahead and fade everything in. I would say when you're doing this, just make sure the fade ins and outs sound okay, which is seamless, like they shouldn't sound like anything. But I wouldn't want to change the rules. See, like here, this sounds like a fade in. So what I'll do is make sure only this is selected. I'll extend that out just a bit, and the fade needs to be a bit shorter. Where'd you go? The rules. Okay. I'm happy with that. So now we have our piano. I wanna run away with our rules, but I'm only here to stay to move. If there's another way to prove, but I wouldn't want to change. Okay. Now for the drums, these already come top and tailed, so we really don't need to do anything for those. But once everything is sounding good as far as the recorded performance, we're gonna just export this. So let me see if there's a way to do it all at once. Okay, to export a clip, you're gonna Command B in Logic, again, Ableton, Shift Command R, and then say you're exporting this to a mixing engineer, or you just want to bring it into a different project. You want to make sure the file quality is the highest it can be. So that's going to look like a waveform. Make sure everything looks good. The sample rate of 41 kilohertz or 48 is going to be good. Your best bet. Make sure normalize is off. Otherwise, if this is on, this is going to bump your volume to whatever the computer thinks is appropriate. So we're doing all the mixing and tweaking, so leave that off, and then offline export. That way it doesn't have to take however long your song is to export. So We're going to create a stem or export folder. So for now, I'm putting it on my desktop. Yeah, that's fine. So the rules and then underscore piano. ePiano. Desktop, that's fine. So this is balanced. You can see it on my desktop here. What I'll do is create a folder. We'll call it the rules stems. Stems are basically just the individual tracks in your song. I'm gonna throw the piano right in there. Cool. You know what? Let's move this over here. Okay, sweet. Next track, Command B. Make sure PCM is checked, wave, 24-bit, good. It should be the same settings as last time. Only thing we're changing here is the end. So the rules, Vox, desktop, good. One thing really quick, we'll do it for the next one. For all your stems, or at least the file holding your stems, you're going to want to name, let me see, I'll do the drums individually. You're gonna want to name every file, or at least the main file, with the BPM, beats per minute, as well as the key that the song is in. So we're in C major or A minor, and we are at 115 BPM. So I'll do C major, cool. Now, what did I call that last one? Okay. And then, so this is hat, this one is the snare. Sweet. I think I messed up one name, which was the first drum, so the kick, I think is labeled Vox. Yep, this right here. This is our kick. Naming things properly will save you so much time in the future. So I'm just pasting from the last one and changing the instrument. This is Vox, yeah. Cool. So now, y'all, we have all of our stems and everything is ready for mixing and processing. And I will show you what it looks like to either begin a new session or just continue with the one that you're in now. But when we do hop over to the audio fundamentals processed audio part of the workshop, then we'll get into that. But for now, if anybody has any questions, don't be afraid to drop in the chat, or for my live audience, if you have anything, please let me know.
What's the name of this program?
This is Logic Pro 10. Yeah, so this is Apple's native music and audio software.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what I need, I just bought a MIDI from Pawn Shop like last week.
Okay.
Would I need Logic Pro 10 to operate the MIDI?
It is preferential. So Logic Pro 10, you can do it in Logic. You can do it in Ableton if you want. Now, when you say MIDI, does that mean you have a keyboard, like a MIDI keyboard, like this? Okay, cool. Yeah, so Logic will be good. This is what I used when I was first beginning to produce and whatnot. Ableton's also really good. I hear good things about Reaper, FL, Fruity Loops. Yeah. I wanna run away with you. Between Ableton and Logic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how it has like it was showing every chord
Mm.
name that you're playing. Like, cool.
That is super
and
cool.
Then it looks like it makes like a sheet music
Yes.
Awesome.
Yo, that's a powerful tool, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I don't read sheet music, but like if you do, you can just write something random and already have the sheet music. I'm pretty sure you can print this out too.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
For, like creating arrangements for songs for like my school ensembles.
Yes.
Sometimes be like 12 kiddos.
Yeah.
Something that's easy, but
Yeah.
challenging.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, and like Dom said, like if you do have an instrument you can play into Logic, you can create a progression and then from there just I don't know, screenshot it or like print it out for your students. Yeah.
I've noticed, like, I think setting up for me was just like with the microphone, I got so much latency.
Yeah.
I didn't have any.
Okay. So for that, depending on what you're doing, you just like a trick you can do is go to your DAW's settings, go to audio, and then play around with the buffer size. So the smaller it is, the quicker things are going to process. The bigger it is, the slower it'll process, but it can process bigger chunks of information. So say your gear is just like super labor intensive for your computer. If you bump your buffer size up to say like 256, that may help a little bit. But as far as latency, you do want to keep this as far down as you can. Yeah. Just if you're getting like glitching and whatnot, it might be helpful to try to bump this up. Yeah. Any other questions?
No.
Great. Sweet, Sean. Well, yeah, we're going to meet back here soon for the process part of the workshop. I think we'll start that on schedule around 2 o'clock. And yeah, sweet.